And we're back.
We're back. Hey!
Look at that.
High energy, high energy.
So-
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you may have noticed Ciaran's dead.
Thank fuck.
It's either that or he's eaten quite a lot.
As a collective, with all the societies getting too above a station.
Yeah, he really
so we
is.
whacked them off. Like,
We realised we could record this in my house and we don't need him anymore.
Exactly.
fuck him. Once he went to the mustache, it was just a step too far.
That is a very handsome moustache, in fairness to him.
Like, the only thing that really annoys me about Ciaran is, like, watching the podcast and stuff. This is just the comedy roast of Ciaran Franco now. Watching the podcast and stuff like that, when you do it out of his house, he has, like, the taxi driver thing.
Yes,
But
in the background.
but he just leans it against the radiator. Buy some fucking command strips.
And he's been in that house for what? 2 months now?
Yeah. He keeps saying to me, he's like, my daddy won't come around and put them up. I'm like, come on, man.
I've stayed in his house a few times and I'm like, open the fridge here, see what he got. It's like fucking hummus and like oat milk, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Where's the potato waffles?
So Kieran's gone forever. We'll see if he'll have him back. I don't know.
Yeah.
We've got Jordan here on trial this week.
Hello.
This is actually Kieran's wake.
Yeah.
We're going straight to the funeral. Like,
He's upstairs.
I'm not there. Fuck up, you are.
Dead to me, motherfucker.
But yeah, so Kieran's, where is he? He's in holidays or doing something? Barcelona. So wake up, have a beer, have another beer, have another beer. He's in all that mode. So
he told me he was going to record a wee video and send it through, but he's clearly bitched out. He hasn't sent you anything, no?
what was he going to send?
He said he was going to live up to his middle class thing, and he was going to be sitting there with like a cigar and like a bottle of red wine. But sorry, you can't be here, guys. But he's clearly bitched out of doing it. Like,
He sent a photo this morning of him laying on his bed in his box. He's passed out. So I mean, it's kind of, we've got the aftermath of it. But yeah, so for anyone, this is Jordan Robinson. Hello, Jordan.
Hello.
which name? Where'd he come from?
Jordan Robinson. Where? You see, whenever someone asks me where I'm from, it's always like a multiple choice question with me. Like, it depends what I want from the person.
That doesn't sound
bad.
bad.
Yeah, does that sound bad? Yeah, I'm from all over the shop, but I just say Belfast because it's easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I learned this week, so I've started a new job. But if you watch my stand-up sets, I don't have a job, right? Okay. But I started a new job, and everyone goes, "You're so culty." I'm like, "What?"
You get called culture?
Culty, because everyone that's in the office is from Belfast.
Newry's not culture, I don't
Yeah,
think.
is Newry not a city?
Yeah,
I wouldn't
technically,
consider
yeah.
culture.
Yeah.
I wouldn't consider
Under
Newry
Queen's
culture.
rule, which means it's not a city.
I'd say you only have to go 5 or 10 minutes outside of Newry
Yeah,
to get the
very true.
cultures. But if
Yeah.
you're actually
Yeah,
from
like
Newry
Mullaban
town,
and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, band country, like yeah, that's fair enough. But they're like, "You're such a culty." I was like, "You guys are so like, you know." Have you ever seen a cow? It's like that kind of attitude. Like,
I think Lurgan would get that as well. I wouldn't say Lurgan's culture, but I think some people would falsely think we are.
I live just outside Downpatrick, and everybody gets the culture terms. What's the word? It's like very much deserved.
Yeah.
They're not arguing with it.
They live up to it, they embrace it.
Exactly. It's the denim jeans, the brown kind of tan shoes.
Check shirt.
Love it. I love it.
Hugo
I fucking
Duncan
love
on
it.
repeat. I was gigging down in Dublin there on Wednesday, and I was like, I have the word culture in my set, and I was like, to people from down south, they know culture is. Got down there, and like a third of the audience were Irish, and the rest were like Austrians and South American. I was all, that was the least of my worries.
So the South American ones got it.
Hi, bye.
Yeah. Yeah, but it turned like
You get a lot of Peruvians at the Balmoral show.
Sorry, is this cocaine locally sourced?
Is this Smackdale Farm?
podcast title: Smackdale Farm.
Oh, fucking hell.
How was Dublin? How'd you find it?
Yes, we had a fucking busy enough week. I had Empire Tuesday, Dublin Wednesday, and then with the BBC one.
We've pretty much just been following each other around this week, haven't we?
I know. The Dublin one that you've asked about, like, I driving in fucking Dublin city centre, like,
Stressful.
fuck it. Like, I hate it so much. Like, and there was a concert on at the 3 Arena, and it was just packed, and I arrived there at like 15:15, and it started at 1:30, and I went downstairs, I was like in the basement, and I was all to the guy, we're here for stand-up comedy. He like went to show me to the seat. I was all, no, I'm performing. He was like, I'm sorry mate, like all the performers are all like pre-booked and all, it's already pre-decided. I was like, I know I am one.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
He like thought I was like turning up and all like, can I tell jokes? Like, but it was a good night. It was a weird one. Like the first girl on, she was a French Canadian comedian, proper like professional comedian in Montreal, but she done her first gig in English language.
Oh.
which was weird to say. Like, and
That's
like,
very cool.
How'd you do it? Did she just translate it, or did she have to like?
you wouldn't have known if she hadn't said. Like, obviously, you could clearly tell she was foreign because she had a weird accent. But if she hadn't have said, "This is my first gig in English," you wouldn't have noticed. Like, but like, you know, those people where you can just tell, oh, she is a comedian.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Has that air about them. like.
Yeah, just like sheer confidence, and like, well, the one bit didn't land. She was all, "It's funnier in French," and that just gets like
There
a
you go.
fucking laugh. Like,
I feel like I'm gonna start doing that now. It's funnier and normal
Just
people English. Yeah.
Exactly.
but no, it was good. But I shot on during the break because I was like, I need to get home.
It's a long drive.
It is a pain in the hole, like doing
Yeah.
like gigs and stuff like that in Dublin, where you're going like, right, realistically, I'm not getting home to 1 or 2 here.
Yeah.
It's so handy that I don't have a job, like, but I feel bad for people who actually do, like.
So yeah, I just shot on the break, but it was a weird one. It was like one of them ones where like you're in a basement and you can hear the bar upstairs. So you're like doing like a lead up to a joke, and you can just hear like an Arctic Monkeys B-side playing upstairs.
Yeah,
And you're like, all right,
yeah.
okay.
I want to touch on, because I mentioned so the BBC New Comedy Awards is on this week.
Yes.
And the two of you got shortlisted for it. So let me know how that went. What was that like?
You kick off. I'd like to hear your perspective.
It feels like I'm having to write, like, you know, when you get back from school and like what you did on your summer holiday.
Yeah.
It has that kind of vibes. I had
It
a lot
was sunny.
of fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
We had ice cream.
We played football with the neighbours.
There's me sitting in the corner like, my mum and dad can't afford to take me on holidays.
No, it was really good crack. We didn't know like who all was going to be in the heat that we were in, and I was pleasantly surprised that I knew quite a lot of people. It was nice to get chatting to
good.
them.
Was that just the only heat for Northern Ireland, or did it split over a few nights?
No, it was only one for Northern Ireland, and there was meant to be 20 people, it said in the email. Then we were told it was 10, and then when we turned up in the night, it was 16.
What?
And then I was chatting to one guy. He's actually from London, the London scene.
Okay.
But in the application it says, "Are you willing to travel?" And he clicked yes. But he was like, I was expecting Manchester. Not I need to get a fucking flight. Like. So it was maybe about, I don't know, half Northern Ireland. No, maybe about, I don't know, 8 or so Northern Ireland, 4ish, I don't know, maybe down south, and then a couple England, I don't know, something like that.
Something like that.
There was a bit of a mixture, like, so there was ones from down south as well, like.
And what was the general vibe of the night like? Was it like all sort of corporate heads from the BBC? Was it punters in? Like, what was the sort of vibe?
No, it's like mostly punters.
Yeah, well, the audience was all punters, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
the BBC sort of executives, producers are cutting about. Like, when I went in, they've got like the grid of everyone who's performing, the photo. And she was like, "Oh, which one are you?" And I was like, "Yeah, that guy there." First thing I noticed, Peter Griffin. I was like, "Yeah, it's not my name."
No way.
Because that happened in the Empire too.
Yeah,
When,
I got brought onto
when
the Empire as Peter Griffin.
Shut up.
genuinely, I was like, no.
Afterwards, I was all Andy Rani. He was all, "That was brilliant, mate. That was really good." And I was all, "Yeah, cheers. I'll forgive you for saying my name wrong." He's all, "No." I was all like, "No, mate, it happens all the time." Like,
That's unforgivable. Like, that actually is.
yeah, I was all, "That's not my name." So change it, but like one thing I thought was strange was like, see when we were like upstairs when we were like just sort of hanging about, you're just chatting like we're chatting now, but there's someone with a big TV camera just videoing you.
Yeah,
and you have to sort of like
it was very strange.
talk candidly, and like I like looked down the camera and I'm like, oh no, you know what I mean? Like you just feel real like awkward.
Butler was me and him were just off to the side there, and the camera was like focused in on us telling this conversation, and Butler was like, "Don't look down the camera, but I'm going to say something now, and you're going to have to pretend that it's really funny." And I was like, "Okay," but then he just says the most horrific things I've ever heard in my fucking life, and I'm not laughing. I'm just looking at him like a cat in the headlights, like. What did you just say that?
I swear to God, I laughed more at that than anyone said. And at one stage, he was just sitting there and like purposely fell off the chair, and he was all like looking down the camera and all like
Proper
proper
slapstick, yeah.
playing up the like just purposely staring down it with like a weird face.
And did you just have to clarify with the BBC the things you were going to talk about, or were they like, go free range and we'll just never talk to you
one
ever
thing the
again?
guy said
Yeah.
was literally talk about anything. Like if you want to mention an ITV show, if you want to like swear,
Ah.
you know. He
That
said-
sounds very un-BBC from what I've heard before.
Exactly. I think he was trying to reassure everyone. He was all like, "Stop like editing your stuff. Just go up. The reason you're here is because you weren't edited to get here."
Yeah, fair.
Like, he was even saying stuff because I think some people in other hates like didn't want to wear like Nike or anything. They didn't want to wear brands.
Yeah.
Because they were afraid if you weren't. He was all like, "You can wear anything. Just let you go up there and do whatever you want."
But the hates don't go on TV, or they
can
stuff.
be.
Oh, it could
Yeah,
be.
they can't. Yeah,
So they're
they're all
filmed.
recorded. Like,
They're all recorded and like they've got like the big TV camera, you know, on the thing. And
Because I remember watching it last year, and it was I think the heats took place in Limelight that wasn't shown, and then it was the up in Portrush or something like that,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
yeah.
So,
Port Stewart, something like that.
So even if you don't get through, you still have to. We basically signed a waiver that anything that we done on stage can be used as a clip.
No.
fair enough.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I like that material too. Now I can use it.
Yeah.
I'm really grown fond of that, doing it fucking 3 times a week for the past 2 years.
Yeah. But there was 16 of us. I was the 13th on, and it was how hot was it in there?
Oh my god. Yeah, the gigs that I've been going to recently have just been absolute sweatboxes.
Yeah.
Like the one down in Dublin in Chennai is it's a lovely gig, but it is a sauna. Like
It's another basement, like, isn't it?
yeah, fucking the American Bar for your guys show.
Sunflower.
Sunflower.
Yeah.
American Bar on Wednesday as well, and then Limelight that night. It was just so
It was crazy.
fucking warm. Like
Like at that BBC one, I was sitting there and I was like fucking sweating, like and the sweat like drips off me, like, and I got like toilet roll, like wet my head, like when I got there, and I was like the next one on, Johnny Bowes or Pete, you've got toilet roll in your head, and you're about to be filmed for the fucking British Broadcasting Corporation. I was like, can you pick it up?
I actually
Go get him, champ.
I have a confession. So at the Speakeasy show, whenever we were on, so you were on first out of us, and you were taking the blue towel and you were wiping your head, and you left it on the stool.
Yeah.
Before I went on, so I like flicked it off the stool and I was like, what do I do with this? I was like, I'm not gonna left it, so just flicked it down the back of the stage. So your sweaty blue
I didn't even realise
roll
that.
is just down the back of the Sunflower stage forever.
It's
I'm
gonna
never
grow.
playing that stage again.
It's gonna grow and like form. Big turn into an open mic.
And the Phantom of the Opera just underneath the stage.
Oh, that's brilliant. But no, BBC one, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely one of the nicer. Did you see me when I was going on stage?
Well,
So it was before you were on. So
Yeah.
I went on first after the break, and went up the steps. And I've done Limelight 2 before, and I knew, and like I was saying to you before,
Yeah.
steps are really fucking steep. So be careful. So Mickey does like 5 minutes before I go on. He introduces me. I trip over the final step going onto the thing, but I saved it like you wouldn't notice.
yeah.
And when I got onto the stage, started doing the material and stuff like that, I was like, oh thank fuck. So that was that done. But then when I was coming off, I was like, surely I don't have to worry about the steps this time. And I swear to God, if I didn't move my feet as quick as I did, I would have gone on my whole like, straight down
Probably
the
nearly
stairs.
fell off the stage like Tommy Cooper himself.
Oh.
But I want to talk about. Were you chatting to that weird guy? I want to talk about this weird guy, the American sort of guy who was like spaced out.
No, I didn't get chatting to him, but I was aware that he was there.
Was he a comedian or a punter or BBC or what? From a different planet? I don't know.
It was definitely from a different planet. So as the night went on, I worked out the situation. You know the girl, the real sort of skinny girl from down south.
Yeah.
I thought she was fantastic, but I forget her name. She
Lisa.
was, Lisa, is it? Unbelievable, like proper roofer. Like he was her mate, but like he was just sort of like lingering around, and like we were standing outside, and there was like Mickey chatting to like him and like someone else, and then like Robbie McShane, Aaron Butler, and all chatting over there.
Was this after the gig or before?
And I sort of came out, and you and you're sort of going, did I join this conversation or did I join this conversation? Slightly earwigged into that conversation was all, that guy's a fucking looper, I'm not getting involved in that. Started chatting with these guys, and afterwards Mickey was all, guys, I just fucking lay on a grenade for these guys there. I literally took one for the team. That guy's a fucking weirdo. And I was all right, okay, fair enough. And as the night went on, like he just looked absolutely off his tits, right? And he came up to me afterwards and he was all, man, like that was crazy, man. Like, see, after a minute and a half, you really turned the screw. Like, it was dark, it was up, it was down, it was metaphysical. I loved it, man. And I'm like, I've been described as many things. My comedy is not dark or metaphysical.
Or up or down.
And I've never turned the screw on an audience. Mine are twisty caps.
Yeah.
I was just like, and he was all, did that make any sense? And I was all, honestly, no. It didn't make sense.
honest.
Mate.
Yeah, I just saw him like I think it was after my set, but like there was like it seemed like involuntary like hand movements and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Just kind of like Born Slippy
It's
was
just
playing in the
all-
background, and it's very strange.
I've been around people who've taken drugs, and I couldn't pinpoint what drug he'd taken. And like we were all sitting up before the show, and the BBC was just go, right, put your hand up if you're a comedian, and everyone put their hands up, and he was like, so why are you here? Can you like leave? And he's just like floating about. And he's like, yeah, man. Oh, fuck.
Nice guy.
Shout out that guy.
Yeah. Is he, like, after I die, is he coming on the podcast as the
But there was one other thing that sort of like made me weird, like, because I was 13th on, so it was quite late, so I wasn't drinking beforehand. So what was it, Limelight 2 we were in?
Yeah.
So it's Limelight 2, that wee bar, and then Katie's bar.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you were able to get drinks in the middle one. But when I came off stage, that was obviously quite late on the night, and I was all to the fella, "Oh, can I get a pint?" And he was like, maybe only about 18, like bar staff. And he was all, "No, the bar's closed. You need to go into Katie's bar."
Right.
I was like, right, okay, fair enough. So I went and went to go to Katie's bar, but they were all, "We don't want to open the doors because there's music there, and we don't want the music travelling through." So I was like, right, okay, fair enough. He's like, "You need to go out and then into Katie's bar." I was like, right, okay. And while this was happening, the BBC, one of the wee floor guys was like, "Oh, what's going on here? What's going on?" I don't know. I was just looking at a pint, and he was all, "No, go to that bar there." I was all, "No, the young fella said it was closed," and he went up to him and he was all, "Get him a fucking pint now." And the wee fella was, "Oh no, it's just the bar's closed." And I swear on my life, the guy goes, "Do you know who I am?" And he was all, "I'll go get Lee." Lee must be like a manager in the Limelight, and he was all like, the bar tab's still open for the talent," and I was like, "Do not refer to me as that." And then the fella just had to like real angrily pour me a pint, and I'm like, "Sorry about that, mate." Like,
Appreciate it, thank you, man.
like, don't be worried about it. I can just go to the wine floor if you want. But it's just so like, you know, like cringy and awkward. Like, you just feel like a dick. Like,
You heard the word. He's like, "Get me a pint." He looks over and you're just gone. There's just dust of people
it was
down
really
there.
like, fucking get him on. No. It's like, I was like, ugh, I hate that stuff. Like,
The biggest fuck you would have been if you had just taken, like, the pint, taken a sip, and just left it.
Yeah.
keg needs changed.
Oh, I swear to fuck, if someone clicks at me ever again in my life, I'm out of the bar game. But, like, see if it happens in, like, day-to-day life.
Yeah.
I will go school shooter. I will find a school. I don't know why I said school shooter.
You work in bars, yeah?
Yeah, for a while.
And is the click common?
I wouldn't necessarily, like, in bars, not as much, but like when you're doing like wedding functions and stuff like that, it would be a lot more prevalent, and you're just like, you have no idea how much I want to kill you right now.
It's just rude, isn't it? Like,
I used to do a thing, and like looking back, it was fucking such a scumbag move. But it was like, go back in the student days and like limelight and stuff like that. And the bars were ran like there's like 5 people deep, and I would take out my cash and hold it out.
I don't think that's too bad.
But I was like, is that a dirty trick, or is that just like, you know, a bar server would be like, "Oh, he's got his cash money, let's just get him served away here."
No,
like,
that's 100% the way I
one
think
way
that's
about it.
okay.
Like, "Hey yo, hey, take my money."
just throwing 1p at him.
just making it drizzle, making it
It's a trooper
drizzle.
box.
Well, the reason
Like that.
the reason it says is because one time we were doing it, and my girlfriend Ashlyn was getting a bit overzealous with it. Had like, dude was sort of leaning out a bit further than probably should have, and the woman just walked past behind the bar, took her money, and threw it on the floor.
Class, love that.
And she's like,
That's
"What?"
flat.
She turned around to us. I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Yeah, I kind of see where they're coming from."
That's grim, like. Just want to go in the room 101, room 102.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
I would like to give out the results of last week.
Of course you would.
So the room 101, the options we had were Man City Football Club.
This is pet peeves. Yes.
Yes, room 101 is the pet peeve. So Man City, shops charging more than 5p for a shitty plastic bag.
That's fair.
Or old men sharing Peaky Blinders quotes on Facebook. Now, the old men sharing the Peaky Blinders quotes on Facebook narrowly missed out. It's shops charging more than 5p. So Sean's finally got one in there.
I'm back in the
He's
game,
back, baby.
I'm back.
The guilty pleasures from last week, we had walking about your house in your underwear, watching Smicks at the beach, and mixing soft drinks together. Walking about your house in your underwear.
Yeah, very valid.
That was another one for Pete Giffen there.
I want to bring some up. You know how I'm very better about losing every week?
Yes.
So someone actually messaged the podcast last week and goes, "Sometimes I find your guilty pleasures aren't that guilty."
Yours?
No, just in general. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel guilty about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
So
know
like
what you
walking
mean.
around your house and underwear. This isn't me. This is me having a go. Just bringing up gentle conversation here. Walking around, is that guilty pleasure? You know what I mean?
Well,
is that
I
a
would-
dirty wee guilty pleasure?
I would agree that a lot of the guilty pleasures aren't necessarily guilty, but that one I definitely think is guilty.
I think that one runs the line, but yeah, I would agree with you. It is sort of guilty.
But yeah, it's like guilty pleasure, and so like cups of tea.
Yeah.
A hug from your mum. It's like, it's not really that good.
Yeah.
Sentence to life and death.
So that's what I want to bring up, because with that in mind this week,
Okay.
I want us to lay into the guilty pleasure, but we'll start off with the pet peeves first.
Pet peeves. Do you want me to go?
Well, whoever wants to go first, yeah. Do you want to let our guest go first, Jordan?
Oh, I'm so excited. I've been thinking about this for a while.
You've been thinking about this for 48 hours since I asked you to do this.
No, but since the first episode, I knew it was coming on.
You knew Ciaran would eventually die.
Exactly. Although, to be honest, my money was on Sean. But anyway.
I own the recording equipment. There will be no podcast.
How did I win that lottery? I would say the most likely to survive.
Well, cockroaches. So
I am the headless chicken of this podcast.
Speed awareness courses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I've never had to do one.
As of now, neither have I, but I'm
Right.
doing one at the end of the month.
All right. What do you want to admit your crimes?
41 in a 30.
Yes, that's not.
It's not great.
No,
It's
but
ba-
that-
it was
that's-
a bold thing to do.
Everyone does 40s and 30s.
Yeah. So
But is it going to be Zoom?
yes,
Well,
but it's like 3 hours of my life I'll never get back.
I was watching Have a Word, and Adam Rowe went on one, and he said he just took the piss. Because I don't think you can feel it, can you? Like,
I don't
You just have
know.
to sit and listen to you. You don't
I
have
think
to
you
get to
have
do
to
anything.
be like a bit special to like not pass it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just fuck about on it.
I might do it. Might just have like the Switch, just playing Cuphead ball. It's supposed to be on the speed awareness course.
That's what you would have been doing
Yeah.
anyway.
How ironic would it be if I just stayed on my phone, which ironically is probably the reason why most people are in this course
Yeah.
as well.
Or if you got Need for Speed, you just play through it.
I don't know.
I'm going 42 and 30.
I don't know if this is so my dad told me this story, so there's a good chance he stole it from someone else, but he's claimed it as his own. Okay, so he said he was on a speed awareness course one
100%
time.
bullshit
No, yeah,
already.
100% bullshit. He was on a speed awareness course one time, and he's sitting there, and the instructor, it was when they were in person, and at the back of the room, some guy had like Joe fallen asleep. And the
Yeah.
instructor was sitting there, and was like, "Hey, mate, you wouldn't mind nudging him and telling him to wake up?" And the guy just goes, "I'm not waking him up. You're the guy that put him to sleep, for fuck's sake."
That's happened at a few of my gigs.
Fantastic sponsor.
Yeah, speed awareness, that's fair dues. I'm putting in, these Elf bars.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
the wee
Vapes.
the disposable ones that
Yeah.
everyone's buying for like £4. Just smoke a fag. Do you know what I mean? If you're gonna kill yourself, don't do it colourfully.
Yeah.
Do it the old-fashioned way with like a photo of a dead baby on the packet, like.
Exactly the way God intended.
Yeah. And it's just like, and I don't. This makes me sound so old, but it's like the age of some of them smoking it.
I know.
It's actually nuts. Like you
It
see,
is
like
crazy.
12-year-olds, you're like, this is not normal.
Do you know what I don't understand? As someone who's like never smoked before, see the whole premise of going on a night out. You smoke. One, not bring cigarettes, and two, the other one is people that don't bring lighters. Why the fuck? You smoke. Why don't you have a lighter with you?
But I think lighters is one of those things that people easily steal.
Oh, yeah.
So you could go out with 2 lighters, and by the end of it, you've got none. Because
Or you could go out with none and come back with 2.
Exactly.
Right, okay.
So have you never smoked in your life?
No. Never smoked anything.
Do it. Do it.
Next week on the episode,
Patreon exclusive.
Sean smoked DMT live on the podcast.
It's that guy from BBC. Yeah, man, it was up and it was down.
Me and him just staring into each other's eyes across the table. It's like, oh my god.
That base definitely not on Elf Boys.
Yeah. No.
But I'm fully aware, me picking this is probably going to get the lowest votes ever because everyone loves them. Nobody's
yeah.
going to vote for this.
I am a fan.
Yeah, everyone loves this. Would be a lot of people's guilty pleasure. But it's my pet peeve.
See, I see it as like indoor smoking almost.
Yeah.
Where it's socially acceptable to like if you go to a gig these days, you will see someone with a wee elf bar in like just in the crowd. They'll take a puff and then just hold it until there's no smoke that comes out or anything like that. Yeah, you can see
Coming out of
them
their
just about to start coughing. And I hate to admit it, but I am one of those guys.
Yeah.
I definitely.
Whatever happened to the big vape shows? The
Yeah.
fucking like the machine guns that used to be rocking
And the
around.
guys
Like,
used to like go to like convention centres and like
Yeah.
have competitions.
that
they
seems
could
to be
blow the
dead
rings.
now because of the elf bars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it's pretty simple. It's because, like, you know the way back last year when the world as a whole solved the whole global warming thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, after we did that, we were like, fucking, we'll just fucking waste all these disposable vapes and fucking throw them in a whale's stomach or something like that.
We'll stop.
That nicely feeds into my pet peeve this week, which I've written on the back of my hand.
Segue.
Oh, that was beautiful.
So my pet peeve
The
is
Jews.
speaking of smoking them out.
They're my guilty pleasure.
So speaking of elephants or whatever the fuck choking on vapes, mine is right. I love turtles. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love.
You love what, sir?
I love turtles. I absolutely love them.
Right.
But paper straws ain't it.
Paper straws?
Yeah.
I was almost going to be mine as
Paper
well.
straws do my head. in.
Yeah, I hate them. Like, I really do.
Right, my hangover cure is going to McDonald's, bit of grub, and a Fanta orange. See, whenever like your mouth is dry, you've caught mouth anyway from drinking, and then you go on that straw to take a sup. It's just like the driest moment on earth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's absolutely disgusting.
My argument for stuff like that is, it's like, we're not going to save it. It's like Las Vegas and like billionaires, like, they're what's fucking the planet. It's
Yeah.
not a straw.
Yeah.
It's not me fucking putting a bottle of Heineken in the black bin.
Yeah. So I actually have this is my life hack then for McDonald's. So some people get like the coffee lid. You can put a coffee lid on top of the regular lids.
Oh,
so
fuck.
You don't need you don't
I
need a
haven't seen
straw.
that.
Yeah.
You don't need a straw, or else if you're just sitting in, just whack the top off altogether and drink it out of the cup like
Yeah.
a big fat American would.
What about the metal straws? You a metal straw fan?
I don't mind the taste of metal, but it's like that sounds so
Serial
autistic.
killer.
Yeah.
Serial killer.
Yeah. Blood
Chewing bullets. I don't know.
famously tastes like iron.
I like it more when Kieran was here. He would say shit like this, not me. Fuck's sake.
Kieran says stupid stuff and then goes, "We brought that up."
Yeah.
Bro, you fucking daft cunts. But see the metal straws remind me of that girl, you know, Danielle Walsh on TikTok. You've seen her?
No.
The girl drinks the mad drinks.
Oh fuck yeah.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, it's like a whole bottle of peach schnapps and a glass of vodka.
And it's like a fucking exhaust pipe. I bought them. I bought her straws. And it's just some suck on her. Because I can't get the fucking liquid up it. It's like, you're like, you feel like you're fucking smoking a vape.
Suck on it. That's fantastic.
Just some pop, like.
So yeah, paper straws can get in the fucking bin. They're absolutely stinking. Especially when you go to the place that does like unlimited refills.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it ruins your whole day.
So recap: speed awareness courses,
Paper straws.
paper straws. Why do I always forget my own? E-cigs, vape, Alf bars.
Half bars.
Half bars.
Alf bars.
That's
right.
not a bad. We've had way worse weeks.
I think that's pretty good. I think they're all.
That's actually.
I think they're decent.
Yeah.
I think it might be hard
I don't
to
know
choose.
which
isn't
one
it?
I would pick out
Yeah.
of them now.
Yeah.
Well, obviously I pick for myself.
Now, I will
but-
refer back to my previous points of if you're on Instagram and just voting without watching or debate on why they're things, don't vote.
Yeah.
Yeah. You pieces of shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's
Watch that podcast.
That's the thing, because the poll's only up for a 24-hour period, so like some people miss it, some people don't. Do you know what I mean?
Do you guys vote for your own one in the Instagram poll?
Well, this
Or
was
is
very
it-
controversial
is
last
there-
I
week.
prefer not to speak. I prefer not to speak.
We had a dirty moment last week where I confessed that I used the
He
podcast
created
account,
about 6 accounts.
my own account and my Smack Talk account to vote for mine and still lost.
Do you know the catfish? Yeah. That girl with all the accounts. He had fucking more than her. And he still lost. He got 8%. But yeah, every now and again I think someone throws in a wee fly one, like. But guilty pleasures.
They're all looking my way, so I'll start off. So my guilty pleasure this week is like everyone loves a good takeaway, and especially in this podcast we love talking about takeaways every single week. But nothing beats Joe the guilty pleasure, and this is the guilty pleasure of eating a takeaway alone in your car, all dirty, so you don't even bring it into the house, you don't tell anybody you're getting it, and just wolf it into you.
For me, that would only normally be just a McDonald's.
Depends, like sometimes like so like if you live like my family at home always had this big thing of if you're getting food you have the phone and be like because you
Oh,
come
is anyone
home you come
bothering?
home and everyone goes oh thanks for the call and you're like
Yeah.
it's not worth it, so just eat it in the car like a dirty wee
Slut.
yeah like a dirty wee slut and then
This is the most comedian thing ever.
yeah. But then it's sort of different for us because if you're coming home from a gig and you're absolutely wrecked, nipping to McDonald's, get a feed, eat in your car, there's no
Yeah.
guilt about that. It's just shame.
And afterwards, would you maybe describe that as post kebab clarity? Is that something that might relate? No.
Hey, look, it's all free license now. You take it, run with it. You take it.
What's your go-to eating a takeaway? Like a disgusting wee peg in the car? Like
The McDonald's is the most convenient.
Oh,
It's so
hands
well
down.
packaged.
Yeah.
But like, there's something about a Chinese is real. A Chinese is like having a hooker in your car. It's just, it's the dirtiest of all dirt when it comes to eating a takeaway in your car. Not that I know what having a hooker in your car is like. There's not enough room in a Volkswagen.
prostitutes giving out fortune cookies after they're done. Jordan, guilty pleasure?
Right. I'm going to say this with a caveat attached,
Okay.
but conspiracy theories.
So guilty okay.
So
Yeah.
my guilty pleasure are conspiracy theories, but not the ones that blame the Jews for everything bad that has ever happened ever.
'Cause it's
I
not a
don't like those.
conspiracy.
So I'd like to thank Pete for trying to get onto the BBC now.
I gave him this podcast. When they asked for the social media links, I gave him this. Oh, bollocks. Sorry, Sean, I fucked it for you as well, mate. I'm sorry.
Kieran's happy he's not on this episode.
Oh,
But
dear.
yeah, so like the conspiracy theories that like, for example, like that CIA agent or the Secret Service agent that fell over and accidentally shot JFK.
Right.
That's my go-tos.
I haven't heard that. How long have we got? But like, say like the likes of like 9/11 and all. Is that conspiracy theory, or do you mean like the weirder ones?
No, oh, the much weirder ones. That's probably a better way I could have explained it. There.
Yeah, like
but yeah, the bug nutty ones that don't really affect, or like they're not blaming a huge group of people on a certain thing or anything like that.
The fun ones.
Yeah,
They're just fun.
Yeah.
What about the one where, like, have you ever heard of the Umbrella Man?
Oh yeah. I ended up watching JFK last night as well. All for
really?
3.5 hours of it. It's a long fucking movie. Like.
But see that Umbrella Man, isn't he meant to be like in modern clothes? Is that another thing about it as well? No?
I don't think. I know. I have seen those time traveler like photos.
Yeah, 'cause
where
that's
it's
what I'm
like
thinking about.
it's like the Nuremberg rally, and some guys just
What?
like
I've
Sitting
never
there with
heard
a
this.
black recurve.
yeah, it's got like a 2006 Linfield shirt on. You're like, wait a minute.
That's weird. Because he's Catholic. But that is weird. Like those ones where like it says like people have been time traveling and like, and it's just an edited photo.
I generally don't have the energy for conspiracy theories. Like, it's just no part of it interests me.
I do and I don't. Some I do and some I just go, that's bullshit. Like,
I don't know enough to be interested. Like the one is Connor Keys brought up on Geddes' podcast where like Stevie Wonder isn't actually blind. Like that is fun. I love that shit. Like
That is a great example of what I was talking about with Michael D. Places.
he's not actually black.
yeah. But does he know?
Well, he probably is. But it's I was almost going to get sucked into that there. I was like, is he actually blind? Because he can play the piano, like.
I thought you could.
But like, there's clips and stuff of that, isn't there? Like, they support it, but they're like the worst clips ever. Like, you know, to try and this is proof that he's not blind, and it's just like him sitting down unattended. It's like the boy's 60.
Yeah,
just because he can't see. He's been cutting about for a while. Like, he knows what he's
the
doing.
one where like he like moves the microphone stand or something. Like, it's just like
Yeah.
you're like, whoa, how did he know?
The one that he's doing open heart surgery too is kind of weird. You're just like, wait a minute.
Mine is not as dramatic as that, but it's just sort of the point of the game. Like, mine is, have you ever played Piccolo?
The name sounds familiar.
I know it rhymes. How do I pick
The wee drinking game?
Oh, no,
no,
different one.
It's like a drinking game, right? It's shite, but it's good. So like, say if you're like with people you maybe don't necessarily know and these are having a drink, it's a class way conversation starter. You download the app on your phone. It sounds like I've got a brand with them here, which I don't. You put all your names in it, and it like auto generates like wee questions. So it's like, who's the most likely to become a professional footballer, and you all have to debate or take 2 drinks if you've ever such and such. And it's just like a class way drinking game, and it's one of those ones where like some people go, oh, we're not playing that there. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of seen as a bit shite or a bit cringe, but I low-key like it.
I like drinking games like that.
Yeah.
You do have people that be like, oh fuck me, drinking games. Like, but even if you're not drinking, they're good crack, that sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
It's just the sort of thing that sort of facilitates a wee conversation.
When I used to drink, I loved Kings.
Yeah.
But to the extent where I'm getting super serious, and if someone got the last King, I'm like, you're not fucking leaving till you drink every single
Yeah,
drop
see,
of
that's
this.
the thing. Modern day, people are like, I'm not drinking that. Or if you're playing with, and there's always a girl in the group that gets the last King. She's like, I'm not actually going to drink. And you're like, what the fuck?
Can I
is the
say,
point?
I am so guilty of that.
What?
I'm that guy.
Oh no, I'm 100%
No, I'm not playing anymore. No,
Yeah,
I'm not doing
yeah.
it.
Why are you like?
Cause I'm
That
a-
defeats the whole point.
It's
I
my
know,
wall,
because I'm a
I'm going
bitch.
home.
I'm a bitch.
I've done that before at a girl's 18th. When I was 18, just to clarify, and I'd never met the girl in my life. I was just invited through mutual friends. I got the last King, drank it, instant need to poke, clean out her window and just all down the side of the window.
Did I ever tell you about the times I poked on the path steps?
Yes.
I have such a better path. Well, no, not to say that your path story isn't bad.
Well, let's start with the shit one to start with.
Some girl just behind, it's not that good of a story, bought us shots of tequila, and I was like, ugh, you know what I mean? You just put it off. I was like, fuck, I'm going to take it. Took a shot of tequila, and I was like, and I was sitting front row. I wasn't on. I was actually just watching.
Oh fuck! Was this at the comedy night?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
So I ran like, it was the night that Icelandic guy was on.
Oh, yeah.
that was being filmed
Yeah.
for like Icelandic Netflix.
I have more stories about that as
Okay.
well.
And then I like ran to like try to go to the toilets downstairs because I didn't want to like run to the back and all over the steps. And then like I came back in to go to the toilet and Kieran was like, "Here, so bye." And I was like, "Fuck off."
Oh yeah, fuck. I think I remember that. I remember
And then
going
it came
in.
out, the book was there, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Who was sick on the steps?"
Yeah.
I remember us all walking downstairs and I go, "Oh, someone's sick." And that's rotten. Just
Fucking what degenerate has done this?
Look, if you're watching me, and I'm very sorry.
I remember going down to the bottom bar staff, just going like, just a heads up, guys, someone's been sick on the stairs.
It was me.
My pub story. My friend was DJing at some like drum and bass kind of thing.
Weird flex.
Upstairs. Hey, I no longer talk to him. It's nothing to do with the drum and bass thing. He's just an awful person. Anyway.
I'd like to say there was red flags, but I think you may already know that.
So went to the gig, and I was about 17 at the time. We went to his house. I had a couple of drinks beforehand, and every time I tell this story, the fucking number of drinks that I've had always change and stuff like that.
Right, okay.
But hefty amount of alcohol.
Yeah.
It comes to about maybe like 1:45, that kind of thing. My brother comes to pick me up. I'm 17 at the time, don't drive or anything like that. So my brother comes to pick me up, rings me, there's no answer. And, goes downstairs, looks around, try and find anyone to do with the thing that was happening upstairs to see if they'd seen me. Couldn't find anyone. Bumps into my friend that was at the gig. Goes like, "Where the fuck's Jordan?" I was like, "Oh, fucking haven't seen him in like about half an hour or something like that."
Yeah.
And like nobody had seen me, so my brother goes up to the disabled toilet, knocks on the door. There's no one in there or anything like that. Goes into the guys' toilets. And have you ever been to the ones upstairs in the pub?
The men's toilet?
Yeah, the ones up in the very top.
Oh, no.
In the very top, and there's one cubicle.
Right, okay.
And they go in. They go like, "Jordan, you in here?" And like no response or anything like that. So knock the door. There's no response. So my brother like fucking just peeks over the top, and I'm lying on the toilet, completely unconscious. But I must have thought I was so drunk that I must have thought I was at home.
Right.
And my natural state is to obviously walk around in my boxers and stuff like that when I'm in the house.
Some might say it's a guilty pleasure.
Some might say. So I took my clothes off.
As you do.
Just sitting on the toilet. But I didn't like fold them neatly.
Right.
They were in a pile right in front of me.
Yeah.
And I proceeded to be sick all over my clothes.
No.
Yeah, right on the clothes. Now,
So how'd you get out?
bear in mind, I don't have much memory of this. This is just what my brother is telling me.
Yeah.
So my brother had to dress me in the clothes that I had just been sick on.
No.
Take me down 3 flights of stairs to his car to bring me home to try and sneak me in past my parents.
Yeah.
So they didn't know how fucked up I got.
A few beer.
And to this day, unless my mum watches this right now,
She's a big fan. She's a big fan.
And if that's not an advert for the drinking game Piccolo, I don't know what it is.
but yeah, that's the worst hangover of my life. Genuinely thought I gave myself alcohol poisoning.
Yeah, fuck that.
It was awful.
So, recap of guilty pleasures. Eating the Chinese in the car.
Yep.
Piccolo.
Friendly conspiracy theories.
The conspiracy theories. What do I like for time? We're going to questions.
We're going to questions, yeah.
We're going to questions.
We're on schedule.
The first one here is... Well, actually, I'll skip that one because I think this might be the best one to start off with. Talal Jomar says, "What's the best and worst things about doing stand-up comedy?"
Before we get into this, Talal, if you need a job writing questions for podcasts, my God, that man is talented.
I said them on Twitter when he said it. I was all like, "Your questions are always really good," and he was all, "I've done a podcast myself, so I know what it's like to be asked, would you rather fuck your ma or dad?" So like, I try my best to like ask decent ones. But Jordan, you've been doing it a bit longer than us.
Yeah, best thing about doing stand-up is the friends you make along the way. The worst thing about it is the friends you make along the way. The worst thing about stand-up for me is there's times where I feel like I'm not like, what's the word? Making the best out of the opportunity of gigs that I'm getting. So, for example, like, you can gig every single night of the week, but if you're doing the same old material every single night, and you know it's good, then you're just wasting the opportunities. You're having stage time where you could be working on things. That, for me, is the worst thing about it.
Okay.
And then the best thing is, I don't know, improvising on stage. I like doing that. Yeah.
You're someone I've noticed who you like to listen to the odd wee thing that happens throughout the night, and then you go, oh, is it like Michael here? Or like, the fucking name the shop that guy works at.
Yeah.
I've noticed you do that there often in your first line or something.
It's all about listening, guys.
Yeah, I've noticed that way. And also, I don't think you're not someone who's very nervous beforehand, I don't think.
No. Although on Thursday, it was weird. It was the first time I felt nerves in a while.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm shaking a little bit more than usual.
Yeah.
Like, it was very strange.
Because I'd say the worst thing for me is nerves. Like, you've seen me before.
You're like, in the nicest way possible, you're a fucking disaster to be around at a gig. Like, before you go on,
I radiate nerves. I think I make other people nervous. Like, but
I think I learned how to deal with you.
Yeah.
You just sort of leave you alone, let you do your thing. There's no point being like, calm down, man, because that's stupid. You know, it's like when someone's got like bad mental health, you're like, well, just be happy. You know, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, take a walk.
Just let me go through the process of it. Like,
So, what's the worst thing with stand up? The worst for me, it's like the imposter syndrome you get sometimes.
Do you get that?
Oh, I get that. But there's times I'll come home and just reevaluate my entire life. Like, why did I do this? Why did I get out of the house tonight? And then next morning I wake up and be fine. But just that moment of like, why the fuck do I even bother? Like, it's horrific. Like,
I think why the fuck do I even bother when it comes to nerves? But see, in terms of like imposters, I'm probably the worst shower. I'm like, I deserve to be here. I'm better than everyone else. Fuck, why?
I wish I
deserve to be here more than them.
Yeah.
I'm more narcissist. Like, but what about the best?
The best, obviously, like when you have like a good gig is like unreal. Like the feelings of coming off stuff. Like that Friday night for Speakeasy was like, I've never experienced anything like that. I don't think ever again. That was mental. Like how well that went down, and like just being able. I think for a long time, I think people that do stand up comedy, deep down, they've always wanted to do it. Like no one goes, I want to do stand up comedy and try it next week. Do you bruise on them, like, and you have this idea of what it's going to be like, and then eventually when that hits your expectation, that moment where the two paths cross is magical.
Yeah, and I think you're right as well when you said about the obby thing, we improvise stuff.
Oh yeah.
Especially for us because we're still relatively new. Like we're still at that stage where we're maybe more stuck to our script. And then obviously as you get better and you've been doing it longer, you improvise more. So when we get that wee bit now, we're like,
ooh. Oh yeah. So Joe, one of the funny things is like, I think everyone gets this. Like people will ask, and I don't know why. They're like, so do you get much pussy doing stand up? You're like, people think like when you do stand up, you're just a woman magnet, like, or whatever the fuck you're into magnet. You're like, no, what the fuck are you talking about?
Your chances of owning multiple cats does increase.
Reginald D. Hunter does a great bit about this. It's like, nobody has ever gone like, you were so funny, come get some of this pussy.
In fairness, I have learned from doing stand-up, like, do you know that people who like, you can make someone laugh their way into bed with you. Like there's like, when I went down south one time, there was this comedian, and like, you know, I didn't think they were that visually good looking, right? But then they made me laugh, and I goes, that's hot.
Male or female?
Yeah, but female.
Right. Okay. No, I think it is a thing. Like, obviously, being funny is linked to attractiveness.
It's an attractive, yeah, but I don't think it gets you horned to the teeth. You're like, no, get him home now.
And if you're going into stand-up comedy for that, you're in a bad thing. Like
you and them both are going to be bitterly disappointed.
James Comiskey asks,
how was yours?
For what?
Best and worst.
Worst is nerves.
Right.
Best is like just the validation. It looks like literally a gig going well, like, and progressing, like, the validation. I love it, like. I do, like,
When someone comes off and goes, that was great, mate. Fuck was, thanks.
No, the best thing is like standing at the exit, pretending that you're not purposely standing at the exit, going, I'm just waiting. Oh, sorry, mate. Oh, yeah. People come out.
Oh, you thought I was great? Thank you.
Thanks.
You know what I actually like now? Because I think we're getting to a stage now where it might be happening a bit more. So when you start, you're constantly chasing for a gig. Can I go on? Yeah. But see, now I've had a few people go, do you want to come on to this? That's a really nice feeling.
Yeah.
So you're not chasing people for gigs.
Yeah.
Oh, you never stopped. I'm still chasing.
I'm not getting ahead of myself. But if someone approaches you being like, we think you're good, you come to us, and like, yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Talk dirty to me.
James Comiskey asks, if you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? James Comiskey is a PT, so he might.
I'm gonna guess yours. Yours Spag Bowl, no?
No.
You'd always put up a tweet being like, or is it lasagna? You cook something like that.
What?
I've seen you put up on Twitter before. Maybe it's a different Pete. Maybe it's Peter Griffin. I don't know. Go and be like, making a spag bowl tonight. We'll keep this all posted.
Oh, I did tweet that. I tweet some shit.
Yeah.
Was it a spag bowl?
Yeah, because you're like, you can't put too much garlic on a spag bowl. Maybe I've dreamt this. I don't know.
No, there was definitely something. I'm making a such. I'll let you know how I go. And then it comes up. It was like 6 out of 10. Yeah. No, not spag. Spag ball's basic bitch, isn't it?
Yeah.
Although my food would be basic bitch. It's like a Sunday dinner. You classify that as a food?
Yeah, I'd let it go. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the same meal. Yeah.
I'm going baked Alaska.
What's that? Is that a dessert?
What's a
Yeah,
dessert?
that's a dessert, and I'm sticking with it. I don't care.
What is it?
I can get mac and cheese where I am today.
I don't live a healthy lifestyle.
All I know is a Ben Jerry's flavour, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's like a meringue, but with ice cream in the middle, and then like a biscuit bottom
That is good.
with a little bit of jam. It's
Give it a go.
It's what would mine be? Just chicken goujons. Chicken goujons are fucking.
Chicken
I'm saying
goujons.
I'm not culty. Chicken goujons are fucking class.
Fucking goujons, hey.
You can have them for lunch. You can have them for dinner. If they're left over, you have them for breakfast. Nothing wrong with chicken goujon. Fucking class. Southern fried.
I'm only realising here now, guys, I've actually missed out the second part of Talal's question there.
Oh no.
Do you have any superstitions before going on stage? Any sort of like, maybe not superstitions, but rituals or routines? Apart from
Get the
four
fuck out of there
nervous
and chill
shits.
out. Yeah.
I never really look at my hand on stage, but I still write my set list on it.
Same. Well, I write mine on my arm, and I very rarely look at it.
So I probably smoke about 70 cigarettes before going on stage.
Yeah.
That's a go-to.
I think I'm the best person in the world at getting a set on an arm. Nobody can get more of a set on their arm than me. Like people have like thought it was like a tattoo, like fucking My Chemical Romance lyrics or something on my wrist. Like I said, that'll probably be my sort of ritual.
Mine's just fucking nerdy. Mine's just like a breathing ritual I do at the back. Just like
Do you, really?
Yeah, just deep breath in, breathe out. Like do it like 5 times and then just go. First I'll just remove myself from the whole environment. So whoever's on before me, apologies in advance. I'm never going to see your set.
Yeah.
I'll just remove myself and then a couple of deep breaths and then just go.
Well, nice one. Courtney Watson, what's a niche thing that only you find funny? Her example is she finds it hilarious to pronounce the J's in jalapeno and fajitas, so to be
Jalapeno
or vagina.
Yeah.
So like a stupid
Vagina.
silly thing that you find funny.
Mine would probably be like something I find funny that nobody else
Yeah,
finds
just
funny.
like a silly thing like that.
Probably Ciaran Franco.
May he rest in peace.
Mine is Ciaran Franco's mustache, and yours is his dress sense. Yeah, fuck that guy.
Do you remember he said about Spickies? He goes, I think my outfit might be a bit too quirky or something like that. He
Yeah.
just wore black like bottoms and a black t-shirt.
It was so weird. We turned up and you were in all black.
Yeah.
He was in all black and I was wearing like a fancy shirt, and I was like, what sort of parallel universe is this? Like everything's flipped.
Well, I was pure like going back through specials, being like, what do people wear? And then I got back, and then people just wear plain black because it's Netflix and you can't wear like branded clothes and such. And then I got back to Eddie Murphy's special where he wears the red jumpsuit, and I was like, Kieran, please wear this.
Sean turns up like Cat Williams wearing a fucking pimp hat and a cane. Jeez, he started using the N-word quite a lot this
Ollie Wang's leopard print fucking pregnancy dress you wear.
Very good. This is, I didn't get this guy's name. This was on Twitter. It's something to do with Kiwis Comedy Club. Shamwave was his name on Twitter. What can venues do to make a comedy night better? I help to run Kiwis Comedy Club. We're always looking for feedback from acts and punters. So what can they do?
How long have you got?
By now 10, 15 minutes.
It's not what they can do to make the night great. It's just what they can do to make the night.
This is a genuine question, by the
but
way. So like,
I think it's just like what they can do to not make the night shit.
Yeah.
So, like more so. So like obviously bar staff not making cocktails and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
blenders, no blenders
Yeah.
in the vicinity.
can I get a fruit and dagger?
No, you may not.
One for me is a mic with a lead. I'm not a big radio mic guy.
if it works, it's okay, but it does
Yeah,
cut
yeah,
out.
yeah.
A lot
Yeah,
of the
you're
time.
just adding that chance of it going wrong. Like.
Mine is bouncers doing their job.
Yeah, by like removing audience members if they're.
But also not being too heavy-handed, not being like SS officers, like.
Yeah.
But like, if they've been asked to be quiet and they're just as loud as they have been, just go like, it's either you guys be quiet or you have to leave.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to get the right balance.
Yeah.
Of telling someone to fuck up and then just fucking them out, like.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times when people start talking, it's not even just them. The other people start looking over at them.
Yeah.
And then you're taking their distraction away, and it's like.
Like I said this before, I did a gig down at one point recently, and there was actually the audience members were telling the people at the bar to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's how pissed off they were getting with it.
The audience wanted.
Yeah, they're like, can
people
you
to shut up,
fucking
like.
stop? Like,
I was like, one time I was doing a gig in Crumlin.
Yeah.
But it was the one before that, and it was so fucking packed out. But the audience were grand, 100%. But the bar staff would not fuck up.
Yes, I've heard that as well.
It was so fucking audible, like, and you're just like, Jesus Christ, lads.
I know.
Come on.
We should know better.
Yeah.
One final question here to probably finish on. Chrissy Conway asks, I'm assuming your guest host is Stephen Nolan. Ask him
Cheeky cunt.
Ask him why he's such a cunt.
so let's just say you are Stephen Nolan. Why are you such a
Why am I
cunt?
such a cunt? It's because I can't admit I'm gay. Anyway. Allegedly. Oh no, fuck, he works for the BBC.
Here.
Redact all
Yeah.
this.
Jordan, we're long gone, mate. We're long gone. It's cute that you still have hope. We don't have any hope. What do we like for time there, Sean?
A couple of minutes left. We actually had a question from last week that Luke McGibbon wanted us to answer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so his question was, can you go in as much detail as possible on how childbirth happens?
What is Luke smoking?
So I think Luke does this for his own sense of gratification.
I know he's sitting at home right now pissing himself laughing that I've even asked that question. So I thought what we could do with this one is, let's just start off. You say what you think happens and go next, and we'll break it down into parts.
We can do one word story. It's like an improv thing, so you say one word, I say one word, and then we'll get to how pregnancy works.
Yeah.
So how pregnancy works?
So starting with what happens, the very first thing.
Sometimes
Water.
Comes
out
Vaginas.
and
the
Woman.
surfs
the
Taxi.
Weave! It was weave! Surfs the taxi.
I was going internet, but
Oh yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. I used to think... I'm ditching out of this one more thing, by the way. I used to think... I remember the first time I was like, they don't just come out of a stomach. Like, I'd being like 10 and be all like...
Oh, right. Oh, okay, right.
are you
yeah.
just finding this out now?
Yeah. What?
Like, they didn't like come out of a belly button. I remember that happening, just being like... Yeah, I know. But in my head I'm going... You know, like that meme
What
where
else?
it's like...
Yeah, what else have I been wrong with?
You're like, where have I come from? Oh my god.
Like someone was like, you know where that? And you're like, yeah, yeah, I've known that for ages, like. And then just been like, oh fucking hell. So on that bombshell.
Now that we're all thinking about fucking babies being shot as sloops, that's a lovely thing.
Before we finish up, do we have anything coming up?
You can come to Botanic Park and see me rant about the JFK assassination.
Yes.
If anybody would like to do that.
Was that every last Tuesday of the month?
Last Tuesday of the month, yeah. Normally around 11, because that's when the police aren't there. Yes, I have it's not been finalised yet, but it's sometime at the start of November doing a wee work in progress show in the American Bar, or in Ulster Sports Club in Belfast, hopefully.
Very good, lovely.
Yeah, so that's all I've got.
Probably the only one really ones. I'm doing 2 supports for Dave Elliott coming up on the 1st and the 2nd of September. They are in Maherfeld and Antrim on the 1st and the 2nd of September. So they're the 2 sort of biggest ones I've got coming up. I've never done support for anyone before apart from these guys on the duo show. I've never done
So
support
it's nice
for
to take a wee step down to Dave.
Yeah.
Give a bit of support for Dave.
Do you want to get mauled by the bear?
Yeah.
And then what have I'm taking our week off this week, and then the next month I'm having quite a packed out schedule, so I think I'm up in like Kiwis and gallivanting around the place again, which I'm actually looking forward to now.
Yeah, definitely 100%.
It'll be good.
So-
any closing comments? Anything else anyone wants to shout out?
I would just say keep an eye on the Instagram. We will put up the polls for Room 101, Room 102. You'll not be here for the results unless
I'm still coming.
maybe Ciaran will resurrect from the dead and he'll be here next week.
Who knows?
We'll see.
I tell you what, it could be quite the honorary list to be actually featured in, someone who's been added to Room 101 that doesn't feature frequently on the podcast.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
True. Yeah, and then just usual shit like subscribe, all that boring stuff.
Follow, rate us. Somebody rated us 4 stars on Spotify. Did you see us?
Who does that? I'm sorry.
So we're sitting on 4.9. Not happy about it.
And because that's happening, you're never going to get 5 stars.
Well, if people keep picking 5 stars, we will get it.
Will you?
Yeah, it'll average up.
Okay, well then do 5 stars.
We need a couple of people to go whack 5 stars for us and get us rated higher.
Can I just give a message to
No,
your
you
followers?
can't.
Yeah.
Please, just one. 5 stars or fuck off. That should have gone in my fucking Room 101.
Room 101, yeah.
People giving anything apart from a 5-star review or just not reviewing it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Right, that's a podcast.
Shout out Ciaran, who's listening probably in Spain, having an anxiety attack. We'll never have you back on ever again. You've been replaced. Right, guys, Jordan, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you, brother. Cheers, family, guys.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
See you next time.
Woo!